Hey! Thank you for clicking play on episode 18. We're back and talking about a ton of new stuff for your listening pleasure. First up, we update a story we covered a while back about Todd McFarlane's Spawn script. Next, we update the status of a few TV shows we've covered in the past, whether they've been canceled or renewed, and then quickly discuss a new FXX animated show. Next, we run through the trailers for Dark Tower, Kingsman 2, and Netflix's Defenders. After that, we hit some video game updates as Andrew has played Zelda Breath of the Wild himself, and Jordan has played Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy Chapter 1, which then seamlessly transitions into our big thing, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We break down the film, discuss our favorite sequences, our favorite lines, what we loved and what was just okay, and also how it fits into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We also, near the end, offer a quick update to a Wonder Woman story we covered very early on. And, as always, we wrap the episode by asking who would win, as we pit Star-Lord versus Boba Fett. And here we go. Are you on the edge of your seat? Because we're recording.
What?
Hey!
Oh, look at that.
Batman was telling us to quit broadcasting.
He said quit procrastinating. Work on your art.
Oh, Batman's concerned with art.
He is. He's
That's cute.
Looks like he's going to beat the shit out of me if I don't do it.
Well, this is episode 18. And I'm Robert.
I'm Brian.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Jordan.
Yay! Jordan's back.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Jordan is calling from the center of Ego, the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are happening here.
Yes, they are.
Well, Ego's a happening dude, so, yeah.
Do you remember which button to press?
This one?
No.
I'm Groot.
You got Groot there to help you out, so I think you're all doomed.
I'm Groot.
Oh boy.
Oh, poor little baby Groot.
So, a couple newsy things to get through first.
Are they doozy of newsies?
It's a doozy of a newsy. Doozy the newsy. That's a character for my offshoot reboot of Newsies. Doozy.
The most pointless musical ever.
Well, it's a musical, so...
Anyway, let's not go down that rabbit hole.
Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Todd McFarlane?
Wait, like the guy that did Family Guy?
No!
Damn.
No, that's his cousin Seth.
That's Scott McFarlane.
I don't know if they're related actually.
Scott McFarland.
I doubt that they're related. But the name is spelled the same.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They could be. Somebody look that up.
I don't think so. Anyway.
We'll have our research and development guy do it in the back. Tim, over there, can you look it up?
Okay, I'll get right on it.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah, sure thing, boss.
Man, we're really expanding quickly.
We've got a studio now.
That's our producer, Tim.
We've got our producer, Tim.
Next episode, we'll have like a sound effect of the printing presses going on in the background. We'll be like, "Stop the presses!" And you just hear.
Like the...
So Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn and Image Comics.
Yeah, he's the creator of Spawn. Did you guys hear about this? He's the creator of Spawn.
So we had said a few episodes ago that he was working on a script for a Spawn film where it would be a straight horror. And he has updated that and said that he has finished the script.
It can be a lesbian horror.
Lesbian horror, you know what I mean?
That's fine.
I like banging whores.
So that Spawn script is done.
Yes.
I think he said
he'd probably work it down.
Yeah.
Like 20 pages.
He had it at the time of his video.
Yeah.
I think it was a Facebook Live, but I'm not sure. At that time, he had 180 pages.
No, that was the first time.
Oh, sorry, that was the first time. Then he added it down to 160.
I think this video that he just put out was 136.
136, okay.
Yeah.
But he said that studios generally like it at 120 because it's 2 hours.
It's a minute a page.
Yeah. So he's still got to work out like 16 more pages of that script. But I don't think that that's a big of a deal because even still, he could probably sell it at longer than 2 hours. So, but he's officially shopping it now. And then in true Todd McFarlane strange guy fashion, he pulled a random page out of the script and proved to us that he wrote one.
Yes. Hey, look.
Thanks.
He really wants this thing to get made.
He
so,
operates on a brain level not unlike Zack Snyder.
I think
Everything's in
there's
slow motion.
I think there's a lot of overlap there between them. Yes,
The two type of guys that they are.
absolutely.
But yeah, so that was that. So definitely hoping that he said that he hopes to have an official announcement on a studio by Comic-Con, which
Big
is
San Diego
Comic-Con,
in July.
which is awesome.
And he said then hopefully not long after it's casting, it's then we have pre-production and I cannot wait. I really think this is the time to get a hard R, not just R-rated like the original Spawn movie was, but a hard R Spawn that really takes advantage of modern special effects. Goddamn, dude! I'm just thinking about
the
it.
sky is the fucking limit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pose this question to you guys.
Uh-oh.
What if? Would you rather see a Spawn movie in the theater with just like a base R rating, or would you rather see it on something like a Netflix or a Hulu with a hard R rating?
I think I'd rather see it in the theater. Just something on that scale. You imagine seeing that in like a big IMAX screen, just like the way they would have his like a good version of his cape in CGI now. And
I'm gonna.
Oh, dude, that visual has always stuck out to me since I was a child.
Yeah, but just imagine if
The
it looked
cape
good.
with all the holes.
Yeah.
I feel like you're driving at something here, Andrew.
Yeah, it was 1997. All right, they did what the best they could.
I'm gonna go with the audio version of the meme that Rob likes to post. Why not both? Why can't we have the R-rated movie theater version that has the hard R? I mean, we saw hard R from Deadpool. We saw hard R from Logan. I don't see why that they would shy away from that with Spawn, which is
it's always been an R-rated car.
An IP, yes, it's always been hard R. In the comics.
The cartoon show even was super dark.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, choosing between the choice you gave, Jordan. Of course, I'd opt also for the movie theater base R, but I think they're gonna. I don't think a studio is gonna shy away from a hard R this time.
No.
Are they doing original Al Simmons?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That was.
I'm just thinking because like Netflix is now throwing money to pick up like licenses and stuff, and I know they just paid a shitload of money for Martin Scorsese to do a movie.
Right.
That's because he was shopping that film and it didn't go anywhere. I will take whatever they give me with Spawn's face on it. So whether they put it in a theater, I'm going to see it. If they put it on Netflix, I'm going to watch it. And if they put it on Hulu, I will get a 1 week free trial, watch it, and cancel it.
And if they put Spawn's face on a strap-on, that you're gonna
put
have
it
to get
on
pegged.
my face.
No, you're gonna have to get pegged.
I'm going to wear it.
Oh, you're gonna wear it
like a unicorn.
You're gonna give it to someone.
Well, yeah, with a headbutt.
Okay, all right.
A nice firm headbutt.
I'm sitting in the middle of these two.
Right to a headbutt. Right to a butt. Headbutt. My face. Do you understand the visual?
Andrew, he's looking at you the entire time.
I know.
I
don't want to make eye contact with him.
Point is, I'm very glad that we had the chance to do this podcast. Thank you, everyone. It's been a fun 18 episodes.
Once again, the podcast is over. Everyone go home.
I think we call off the podcast once an episode. Every time. It's become a tradition, like Man in a Cup.
You know what else has been called off?
What?
So a few episodes ago, I don't know if you remember, we devoted
a fair chunk,
at least 25 minutes, to talking about the swarming shit circle that was Powerless, the television program.
The cyclone of shit.
We had a full-blown chant about saving Ron Funches at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
The feces vortex.
It's a good band name.
So I come up with good band names.
So NBC decided that Powerless is not allowed to finish its season out because they stopped it before its last 2 episodes could air.
Yep.
And then they canceled it.
Yep.
It's over.
Done.
Folks.
Dunskies.
We did it. And I like to think...
Get him out of there!
And I like to think that we here at Pop Culture Shock Headcannon had just a monicum to do with it.
I will go you one further. We had everything to do with that. It was completely because of us.
The powers that be heard our cries.
We are not powerless here. Okay? We have power.
We are not powerless.
You are welcome, America, for
So I just
Wiping
want to
that
know if
diarrhea stain off
all
the
those
face of the earth.
people at this Wayne Tech company lost their jobs.
No, I think they're all dead.
Hopefully.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think the Joker was like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna make a serum to fight my shit here. You're all dead. All right."
God
Yeah,
damn
he
it.
blew up the building. He blew up the building
Laughing.
and poisoned the fish. Yeah.
It just
As
gets
he
really
did it.
dark all of a sudden.
Yes.
It
Holy
turns
shit.
into Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, and then the Joker suddenly in the Powerless writing room, and he slashes the showrunner's throat, and then it just stops.
Although
And then it says
apparently-
executive producer Dick Wolf.
Now this is something that I didn't know before, but apparently they showed the pilot episode at Comic-Con last year, and apparently it was vastly different, and they changed it before it premiered this past year.
Right, because it was
So
originally.
I'm curious if that original idea would have gone it and made it better.
Maybe.
Because they added all the hokey jokes. They added
Yeah.
the whole, it's a Wayne Tech company, because before it was a third-party
It was
company that had nothing to do with
it,
Batman.
it was
So
insurance.
I'm
it was superhero.
I feel like all of these bad
insurance.
decisions happened
Yeah.
because they were trying to make it something that it wasn't intended to be originally.
Right. I agree.
Well, the problem with the show is
It was
that
bad.
they want, well, besides it being bad, no, from a conceptual standpoint, it was a show set in the DC universe, and it wasn't serious, it was funny, and it was about regular people, not superheroes, and superheroes are the thing that make the DC universe interesting. Regular people don't push that forward. They're always the victims and the dead people and the ones that have to get saved. And then we weren't getting any of that. So why does it exist at that
Right.
point?
Yeah.
They were like, here's the stuff that's really interesting, and you get none of it.
Yes.
Yeah. It could have worked if they had superheroes in it as well, where you see what's happening to the common man, and then it's like, oh shit, there goes Superman fighting fucking Brainiac.
Hey,
That's pretty cool.
They had Crimson Fox in the pilot, and they killed Starro in the pilot. So they had.
Remember how mad Andrew got?
He's getting mad right now.
He
It's
just
great.
rolled his eyes so hard.
for a fucking
So-
visual gag.
So Powerless. Fuck you.
And
We're glad you're gone.
Good riddance. Rest in pieces.
Part of me feels bad because, if I were someone that was producing a show and it got canceled, I would, from a creative standpoint, that sucks.
Yes.
And
I agree.
don't mean it to be like, oh, haha, your show got
Well,
canceled, but
here's where I fall on
come
that.
on, the
I
bar needs to be way higher than what you put out.
Absolutely. I feel bad for the actors involved. I feel bad for the crew. I do not feel bad for the writers, and I do not feel bad for the producers or the directors of those episodes, because they are the ones who made it shit. So haha on them.
Yeah, I shared the
Joker, haha.
I shared the tweet from the showrunner.
Yeah.
And it was him lamenting how he doesn't know what's going on and he hopes that it survives. And this is before it was officially canceled.
Right.
He's like, things don't look good now, but I don't know for sure. And I shared it, and initially I was like, ha ha ha, fuck you. But then to echo what Jordan said, I couldn't imagine if something I had created was so reviled by a bunch of people that they didn't even want me to air the last 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I would curl up in a ball and die.
That is the guy who came up with shit my dad says.
Yes.
So,
Well,
again,
no, he didn't
We're not
create
talking
the
about
show.
Sorry.
He didn't create the show. It's a different guy that created the show. That guy co-produced and wrote it, but the shit my dad says guy isn't the creator.
Oh, I thought
of
it
the show.
was. I'm sorry. My mistake.
Yeah, God forbid.
Yes.
Not that it matters anymore because it's
Right.
dead. LOL.
Yay!
Something that's not
do
dead.
you want to talk about a show that got renewed?
Yes.
Yes.
One
Light
that is
in the Mood?
one that is not dead. Somehow survived from last season to now.
And it's because they put it on at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
and gave it an edge.
Yeah.
And I think that gave it a slight ratings boost.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is back for at least one more season so far.
I feel like if it's going to be its last season, that's fine because it'll lead directly into Infinity War.
Yeah.
They didn't have it this year lead into or come out of Guardians, because honestly, how the hell are you going to do that?
But at least now, if they're going into it knowing full well, like, we almost got canceled last year.
Right.
Let's write this as the end. They'll at least be able to finish whatever the arc of the main arc of the show is.
I watched that first arc with Ghost Rider, which I thought I found entertaining, and then it lost me when they went into a whole life model decoy, and then a whole alternate like almost like Marvel's version of the Matrix. They call it the that doesn't really matter, but it was basically Marvel's version of the Matrix that the cast is trapped in, set up by an AI, and then I just watched last week's episode because I wanted to know if it either mentioned at all that there's this huge blue blob out in Missouri as a result of Guardians, but there wasn't. So hopefully maybe this next week. This next episode is going to be the season finale, and Ghost Rider is back for it. Nice. So, that's cool. So here's hoping that next season they have Ghost Rider in there all the fucking time. Cause he's...
So what season are they going into? Like, what's going to be the next season? 5?
Yeah, season 5 will be the next season. They're ending season 4 right now.
Okay. Yeah. So usually with a show like that, it starts to lose steam around season 3 or 4 because you start off strong and then you start to, like, okay, well, how long is this show going to go for?
Right.
We have to... we have a kind of an end game in mind, but now we got to fill all this middle stuff.
Yeah.
So I think, like you said, for the 5th season, they need to really amp up and start gearing towards the end.
Yeah.
And here come the Harlem Globetrotters to help us solve the case.
And Sandy Duncan.
And the Great Gazoo.
Like, that's what they do.
Quiet, dummy.
When you start running out of ideas, that's what you start doing. It's just like, well, what stupid bullshit can we get people to watch in order to try to save face here?
Cameo after cameo after cameo.
Jennifer Aniston guest stars. Like, why?
Wedding after wedding after wedding.
Well, these two characters have never been in the same room together. Let's have them get married.
I have a feeling it'll still be at 10 p.m. so they can still do harder storylines. I don't know, they haven't floated at all what the big thing will be for next year. I'm sure they'll come up with something good.
Yeah.
This season was a big turnaround from Season 3. Season 3 took a little bit of a dive.
Yeah. To Jordan's point.
Yeah. Yep. Jordan knows his shit.
+1 to Jordan.
Somehow.
I just fake it until I make it.
Somebody else who knows their shit in a television program, Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Yes. Don Glover himself.
It was announced. Is he in charge of the show?
I think that he is the showrunner. Yes.
Jesus Christ. Donald Glover is bringing an animated Deadpool program to FXX,
which is going to be fucking great.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome.
He has ATL, which I have not yet watched, but it is one of the most critically acclaimed things I've ever heard of.
Yeah. Oh, I hear amazing things.
I've seen a few clips, and they were funny.
And he's even directed some of those, so he's the showrunner of that. And they are giving him an animated Deadpool program for FXX.
This guy can basically do anything,
which is,
and also he's Childish Gambino.
There's no telling what it could, like, what it is or what it could be, but it's already in capable hands from the beginning.
Absolutely, and it being animated, we're probably going to see a good amount of Marvel crossover there.
Yeah,
because the animation rules are different,
absolutely,
than the film rights.
Absolutely.
So we could potentially see the X-Men or the Fantastic Four or
the Avengers
Spider-Man show up.
And this could be the first. This could be the first good Marvel animated show, arguably, since X-Men.
X-Men the animated series, absolutely.
Because a lot of the Avengers show is kind of crap. The Spider-Man show from the 90s was good.
Spider-Man from the 90s was good.
That show was awesome.
I liked some of X-Men Evolution. That had its moments.
Same, yeah.
That had its moments. When it got going into like the second or third season where they introduced Apocalypse, that was actually really good. But it took a while to get there. But yeah, there hasn't been a very good Marvel show since then.
Yeah.
Since really X-Men animated series, and this would be amazing.
I mean, Marvel's
one of the last Spider-Man series was actually phenomenal. I was very entertained by it, but then they canceled it and they changed it over to this Ultimate Spider-Man show, I guess it's called.
That's it.
Andrew,
and that's
what were you going
the one
to say?
where they actually have Deadpool voiced by Will Friedle. They have Wolverine, they have Thor, they have the Incredible Hulk. Mm-hmm. So that's at least interesting.
Mm-hmm. Andrew, what were you going to say?
This could be like really good, like you guys were saying.
Yeah. Andrew, what were you going to say?
Don't really recall at the moment, but
okay.
I will say something else. If they can either get, super long shot, highly doubt Ryan Reynolds, but
Nolan, do the voice?
Yeah, but Nolan North, who I believe he did it for the game.
Yeah,
he did it for the Deadpool game, and he's fantastic.
I don't think they would be able to get Ryan Reynolds to do that. Even if it's a 10-episode season, I don't think they could get him to do that much voiceover work.
Voiceover works a lot.
It is. Yeah. It's time consuming.
That's taxing.
Yeah. Now it's not a lot of days of work, but
it's a lot of work in those days.
It is a lot of work in those days
because he's got to do his lines and then a lot of his.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a video game, so you don't have to cover all those bases. But
still.
Hey, listen.
But, however, if Ryan Reynolds is as dedicated to the character as he likes to be, he very well could.
It could happen.
Hey, I want to do this.
It could happen. That would be great if it did.
That's guaranteed ratings if he did.
Elevate the project, definitely.
Every single person would watch it if you had Ryan Reynolds and Donald Glover attached to Deadpool. It would be the most popular show in the history of
popular
television.
Shows.
Well,
in period.
Okay.
Changing gears a little bit, getting a little darker. The little dark tower.
Oh yeah,
the Dark Tower.
Dark Tower. Yeah, there's a
trailer. All right.
Yeah, I kept. Oh, God damn it! That's where my mind went every time I saw Matthew McConaughey.
It was either the Dark Tower trailer or the most high concept Lincoln trailer I've ever seen.
It was the most high concept Interstellar 2 that he went through another Tesseract and somehow is in this reality.
I literally just watched it for the first time, and I am so befuddled by what the fuck that's supposed to be.
Well, it's True Detective season 3.
God damn it!
They took that in a weird direction.
Now there's a kid? I don't know.
This guy has just an endless supply of bullets on his belt
that he just puts into his gun like he's in a pool.
Looks cool.
There's certain things like Idris Elba is the gunslinger, and that motherfucker can sling some guns. And
slang some guns.
But there's certain things like when he's just like spins the chamber, and there's a scene where he just kind of like
dropping a bunch of them in at once.
That looked really cool.
Yeah.
But there's a thing where it's just like 6 falling at once, and it's like slow mo, caught him, like something like that's a little corny to me.
They didn't reuse that shot enough in the trailer. I don't think.
Yeah. Or the ricochet thing at the end.
Yeah. I do know something like from the books. I do know that the gunslinger character is like god tier gun handler,
like a killing machine.
Yeah, so all that shit makes sense.
So it's like bullet time,
maybe
like Max Payne, Matrix, bullet time.
I don't know if they're going to do that. I kind of hope they don't. That's been played out.
I know.
The trailer looked really interesting to me. Knowing almost next to nothing about the books. I'm a blank slate for it. So the imagery was very interesting, and it looks like it might have some decent action. I don't know. It's got a good cast.
Yeah.
It might be one of the
small cast. It is
might be one of the better Stephen King adaptations just based on that trailer.
Yeah.
Even though depending on who you talk to, it has nothing to do with the book at all.
Yeah, some of the reactions I saw from people who read the book, they're like, "What the fuck? Like seriously?" Like
it immediately threw me off when it was interdimensional. I was like, "What the what?"
My buddy of mine, he absolutely loves Dark Tower, and Joe, if you're listening to this, we would like to get your opinion.
Yeah, Joe, tweet at us,
email us,
or email us.
No, do both.
Do both. Comment on our Facebook post.
Yeah, do that too.
Yeah. As you hear this, comment on our Facebook post now.
Do all of those things.
Yeah, we'll read it on the next show.
Do it. Joe likes it,
but I mean, he seems excited about it, and he's a
that's
good. Yeah, but again, I've only read.
Is he just hyped because it's the thing?
I can't speak.
It's the property.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, but who hasn't? We've all been there.
Well, yeah.
We're all there.
All the time.
80% of the time. Yes. But I mean, just from what I saw from the trailer, because I read one comic of the Gunslinger, like half of a comic a couple years ago, and that's as much exposure as
I had 4 word bubbles in my brain.
Well, I was trying to read it while I was up at the counter.
I read a frame of it. I mean,
it seemed fine.
I was into it, but
seemed a bit derivative.
I mean, what I was reading, there was no kid. It was all just like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah,
right.
No alternate dimension.
Well, so that the Gunslinger's world is a post-apocalyptic world. I know that. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah.
So Dark Tower, August.
Another trailer.
Yeah. Kingsman.
Whew.
Golden Circle. No, that was the first one.
No, Kingsman: The Golden Circle was the second one.
Okay.
The first one was Kingsman: The Secret Service.
That's right. So Brian and I,
we'll just put the team on our back and we'll carry this one.
I can't believe you guys haven't seen the fucking first one. That is John Wick level required viewing.
Rob is talking about Jordan and Andrew not having seen Kingsman: The Secret Service.
Ooh, we have a narrator.
I would like to see Kingsman: The Secret Service.
I'm gonna buy it on Blu-ray.
Okay.
Have it delivered directly to my brand new house.
All right.
And we're going to sit down and watch it together. We'll Skype Jordan in so he can see it.
Fucking right.
Let's do that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Could we plan a weekend where I'll just drive down?
We could do that too.
And
Jordan,
then we could do a commentary track.
Ooh, people would love to listen to us talk over a movie.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anyway, so about this trailer,
they have to sync it up and regardless.
All right, press play.
Whatever.
Now. So the first one is literally one of my favorite movies that I've seen in the last 5 years. Is that good?
It is.
Damn.
It really is. It's Matthew Vaughn.
Yeah.
Directing another Mark Millar like he did with Kick-Ass, and it's just as good as Kick-Ass, just different genre, but just as good. A hard R.
That's super violent.
It is super fucking
violent.
Nice.
Wait, really?
It's not a Mark Miller.
I mean,
I did not get, because I've seen the trailers for the first one, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But
No,
I
that's
did
the
not
thing.
Gather that
That's the
the
thing.
trailers gave away nothing for the
I
first movie.
totally passed on it the first time. I was like, that's fucking dumb. Nobody's going to see that. And then, I don't know if it was on HBO like a year later, and me and Amanda watched it the one time. Holy shit. I couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to eat all of the crow and wipe all of the egg from my face. Fuck, that movie was good.
Yeah.
Fuck.
This is how good.
I wonder if it's still on HBO. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look on my streaming services later.
This is how good and how super violent the movie was. My mother, on a flight out to France, saw that. Is it Stephen? No, not Stephen Firth. Who's
Colin Firth?
Colin Firth. Thank you. That Colin Firth was in it, and that King was in the title.
Oh, no.
So she thought it was the King's speech.
Oh, shit.
And she watched it, and she was like,
How did she deal with the end?
She didn't like it.
With his present for...
Yes, I understand. She didn't like any of it. But that's a good thing.
No,
that means it's a good movie for everyone else.
Yeah, it hit the target market appropriately.
Yeah, this is giving nothing away, but just to give you an idea. There's a fight scene in a church.
Yeah.
That's
Holy fuck.
one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen.
Was it one take again?
I don't know, but it looked like
it looked like one take.
Yeah. But if it wasn't one take, they did a good job making it look like one take. But it was one of the most brutal fight scenes I've ever seen that happened in a southern church.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
Fucking great. Was it Freebird playing in the background? Fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's the first movie.
Yeah.
And this trailer just
Colin Firth is back.
Yes.
His
which was teased with the posters that they released that Colin Firth's character is back.
Yeah,
that's fine. And
he leaves in the first one.
So the way they used Frank Sinatra's "My Way," fucking great.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen this trailer, definitely check it out. Pause us, open up a new tab on YouTube, watch it right now, come back, and then we'll wait. Wasn't that awesome? Definitely.
My God. Woo!
Man, I've seen the whole movie in that span of time, and I agree.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
That's definitely a see it on opening day.
Absolutely.
pod up immediately.
Absolutely.
Another trailer, because we got a couple of them before we get to the big thing here. Netflix's Marvel's Defenders.
I forgot we were going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it looks awesome.
Dude, the entire time watching, I'm just going like...
Yeah.
Just with Come As You Are playing in the back.
Well, it's not even that. It's seeing all of them together. Well, it's the talking of all of them
together.
It's so. God damn it!
Who is it? It's Misty Knight talking to Jessica Jones.
Yes,
and just that in itself, you're like, oh my God, Misty Knight's talking to Jessica Jones.
And then he fucking
and then Daredevil.
Matt Murdock comes in. Like,
don't say anything else, Miss Jones. I'm your lawyer.
And Jessica's like, what the fuck? Like,
who the fuck?
Oh my God!
I'm Matt Murdock.
Oh my God!
I'm like, okay, so Misty Knight, Jessica Jones, and Matt Murdock are all standing in a room together. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then they have... Is after that, is it when it cuts to Luke Cage and... No, it cuts to Iron Fist, like him and Colleen Wing. And then some random dude, he's like trying to hunt him down. And he starts to pick a fight with Luke Cage, and he does like this slow motion, like judo chop shit to his chest. And Luke Cage is like, nah, and slaps him down. And then just the fucking Iron Fist, and it mimics that scene.
That shot from Luke Cage.
Where the guy breaks his hand.
But instead, Luke Cage is like, alright, hit me. And you see like...
dislocated jaw.
Yeah.
Man.
Awesome.
Yeah. Plus, it's just cool to see somebody able to knock the shit out of Luke Cage, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things that we had talked about where Luke Cage just didn't seem like he had a real threat the whole show.
Yeah.
And that maybe that's where the source of respect between the two of them lies, is that he could actually knock me out.
Right.
So I like this fucking kid.
That and hip-hop.
Right. Because they love
that
hip-hop. If you've watched Iron Fist, which you probably haven't, which you're not missing anything.
I still haven't finished it.
I haven't finished it either.
And that is a testament to the show.
And this is coming from someone who loves Iron Fist. Like,
it's a testament to the program itself that you did not finish it, either of you.
So hopefully they do
I
a
just
better job.
I like good television.
And that was not that. So
I want to thank you both for stepping up for the podcast to do that. Rob and I, we nutted up and finished the show.
I had to gut through it because I can't do that. I had to.
It's because you have integrity, Rob.
I have the three eyes, Brian.
Anyway,
but yeah, so yeah, Defenders looks like it's going to be a fucking rollicking good time.
I really hope it pays off because it looks like the first episode or two it'll be Avengers territory where they're feeling each other out.
That kind of thing.
Infighting a little, but then there's only 8 episodes, so.
But I mean, you see,
they got to get their shit together.
Well,
and then Punisher comes out.
I think you can see him for a second in the trailer. I think there's one shot of Punisher. I could be mistaken. I just see.
Tell us in the comments.
Let us know. But
is Punisher there? Post links.
But there's
what does the whispering? Oh, I'm sorry. That's a different trailer. Sorry.
Like they show, Elektra being uncovered.
Yes.
They show
that was dope.
Yes.
Ellen Ripley.
Yeah.
Her.
Sigourney Seaver. Yes.
Sigourney Seaver.
I like that you said it without hesitation and then went, wait a minute.
And because she's the big bad, who I guess is the leader of the hand.
Who knows?
God, I hope she's Fing Fang Foom.
Wait, which hand?
Yeah, I know. That's we don't know. Thanks, Iron Fist.
The left,
the good one.
But yeah, Fing Fang Foom would be like,
Jesus Christ!
Holy
really
shit!
cool
Can you imagine the end of them fighting a giant dragon?
Hi, dude. Just think about it for a moment. Yeah. If it's Sigourney Weaver the whole show, and then in episode 8, she's like, "And now you'll see my final form."
And then it's just a giant.
And then it's just a
dragon.
giant fucking CGI dragon that they have to fight.
I mean, they did that in Buffy.
Dude,
there was a season under Buffy where a guy revealed that you knew that he was a demon, and then his demon form was just this gigantic fucking snake.
Wasn't he the mayor?
Yeah, I think so. He was the mayor. Yeah,
he was the mayor.
Yeah, it was great.
Hey, if they could get it to look good, I'd be all about it.
Yeah, fucking A, man.
Plus, it'd be cool to see something like a lesser known character like Fin Fang Foom.
I've said jokingly and trollingly that Fin Fang Foom is the main villain
the entire time
for any number of Marvel movies and any number of Marvel Netflix series. If they have it happen, I'll fucking eat my hat. I don't care. That's awesome.
But it's the most plausible now because it would be so unexpected.
Right. That'd be awesome.
There's an evil giant dragon, controlling the bad side of the hand.
And it's Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
The unwashed side of
the unwashed
yeah.
hand.
Yes.
Versus the
dirty palm.
Goddamn fucking Iron Fist.
But it looks awesome. Oh, in the hallway scene.
It's
just like
another. It's a tradition.
Yeah.
There's got to be a hallway fight in every one of these series.
But it's just you see it's like Luke Cage smacking someone, Jessica Jones slamming someone against the wall, and then it has a surprisingly nice twist. Iron Fist leaping off the wall with one foot and then knocking some dude out.
Yeah,
all
we
within
don't
like
see
2
that
seconds.
he did a Superman punch.
Yes, there you go. He brought it as inner Roman Reigns.
Hashtag fuck Roman Reigns.
And then he got booed.
Boo. But yeah, dude.
Go away. Go away.
So Defenders fall sometime November.
I thought it was summer.
August.
I thought it was summer.
Shit!
I think
It's
it's
sooner.
August 18th.
Yeah.
Punishers.
Yes.
Fall.
Yeah. We do not have to wait that long for
No.
Defenders.
I mean, I'm excited for Defenders. Don't get me wrong, but I have a raging hard on to get that Punisher show out.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, dude.
And speaking of raging hard-ons, oh no, I was just talking about.
My loins are full to bursting.
You guys see that that number one film in the world last 2 weeks? You guys either of you guys picked that up? You guys see it? Have you?
I don't know. What do you?
Did you see it? Were you there?
What are you getting at?
Saw it in IMAX 3D. Did you see it? Have you heard about this? Have you seen this? What is it? It's the
I just want to see how long he'll go.
Yeah. This is
the
something. Something's happening.
Are we doing the video game call?
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Boy, this is something.
So we have a follow-up.
Right.
Oh!
God, please keep all that in, Rob. For the love of God, please keep
I'm going
that
to
in.
cut it all out. It's not even going to happen.
God damn it.
Damn it. Anyway.
So, coming off of our video game talk last week, Andrew, you got some video game ranting to do.
Last week...
Guardians Volume 2.
That's where you're going with that.
Yeah.
Oh!
Last-
No, we're going to switch gear. Okay.
Last
God damn.
last time we had mentioned, or Brian had talked about Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
And
For the
how,
Switch!
For the Switch! And how...
Wait.
What was that? I'm not doing it.
Switch.
Switch.
No, I'm not doing it. I just teased you.
How a bunch of fans got very pissed off about it getting a 7 or something, and then we talked about a video game reviewer by the name of Jim Sterling.
Jim Sterling, shout out.
Shout out. He mentioned something about what he called the weapon fragility system, and that
Right.
was the biggest, drawback of the game.
Right.
I actually got to play the game
Woo!
April 29th at 12:05 a.m.
Nice.
Uh,
Where were you when Andrew was playing? Let us
Where were
know
you?
in the comments.
When Andrew played that video game.
But I mean, granted, I had jumped in on my friend's game, and he already had a bunch of shit and armor, and he had the Master Sword and things. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just explore around. He started off on the top of this mountain, and he's like, oh shit, I need to change because he was like, Link's starting to shiver, so you have to put on warm clothes because you're on top of a mountain. That's just a cool idea.
Yeah.
Then he hops on his shield and rides it down the mountain. You
Right.
can the hang gliding aspect of it. There was one thing that really got to me, where I swim across this river, and I see a guy sitting there. He's like, "Oh, do you want me to tell you your fortune?" You're like, "Sure, fine." And then he's like, "Oh, I see blackness, an infinite void."
Wow.
Oh, that's where you're going. And then he turns into a fucking ninja, and you have to fight a ninja. And I'm fighting him through this forest, and or I'm chopping at him, and then I just pull out a battle axe, right?
See, that's why I never talk to gypsies.
Yeah, because they turned into ninjas. So I'm swinging this huge axe at him, and I hit a tree, knock the tree over on top of the ninja, right? Fucking kill him. Running through... point of what I'm trying to make here is... Sorry, I get really excited thinking about it.
We can see.
Well, okay, first I'm going to
See how
talk about
excited you are right now.
the weapon system.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not that bad.
Okay.
You don't have to pause the game, go through your menus. You can just use the D-pad. You'll immediately bring up a little thing. You're like, okay, bam, and you pick something. It's a little annoying, but it's not unheard of in a Zelda game.
Okay.
That you have to pause, select a new item, resume the game. Certain weapons do break a little more than other ones. There is no shortage of weapons.
Right. That's not the point, though.
What is the point?
The point was that the weapons break at a faster rate than you would hope, and that you do have to. Now you're saying that you didn't have to pause the game, but going off of the video evidence that I saw, you did have to pause the game to get your next weapon.
Let me put it. I was playing it on a Wii, and it had. I mean, if you have a Pro controller, the way he had it set up is just the D-pad that brings up your weapon screen.
Okay.
And you can very easily cycle through them. You'll pick it
up. So you didn't play it on the Switch, you do.
So that's good to know that on the Wii that it does that. It might not do that on the Switch.
But it very well could.
It might. I don't know.
It would have the same setup, basically. Yeah.
Here I thought you were playing a Switch.
I know. I'm a fraud. But
Andrew is fraud man!
But like
this is textbook fraud.
Fraud? It wasn't because I was going in there thinking like this is it's gonna totally take me out of the immersion and ruin the game, and it really didn't.
Okay.
It was a minor inconvenience at best because I had a whole bunch of weapons at my disposal, and it'd just be like I'd be fighting, and I assumed they would break much faster than they did. They didn't honestly break that fast.
Okay.
Of course, certain weapons you can just pick up like a wooden club, and that's going to break sooner than a rusty pole arm, and a rusty pole arm is going to break sooner than a
rusty trombone. Yeah.
Well, that never breaks. That's always in style. One thing because he had the Master Sword. The Master Sword's not going to break.
Right.
Something that pissed me off, there's like a charge to it. So you can use it for so long until it needs to recharge.
Right.
So at that point...
So it breaks.
Essentially. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of lame.
They built it in there.
But
because once you get it, they don't want you to just be able to use it the whole time.
Right.
How did you find the stamina system?
I was fine with it.
Okay.
It's just like your basic stamina system in any game that you have nowadays.
Okay.
It was fine.
Does he lose thrust in his lower back, or does he keep?
He's very nimble.
Oh. Link
is he's a very flexible young blonde boy.
Link's more of a power bottom.
Yeah.
He really generates the thrust from below.
A lot of push back.
Yes.
The game itself, though, was just... It takes you back to a time when you were a kid.
Oh, there you go.
Well, when you're first playing a game and you experience this whole... Not yet. But you experience this whole new world, and there's just so much. It's a living world that you can just do... anything in, and that honestly, the little things like the weapon system, it overshadows all of that. It's such an enjoyable game to play. Like this, another instance, I see a bridge. Oh, cool, I'm gonna run across this bridge. I look to my left, and there's just a massive fucking dragon just flying along. Looks like Shenron from Dragon Ball Z. And I'm like, cool. I'm gonna shoot arrows at it, of course. I shoot arrows at it. I don't hit it because it's too far. It looks at me, gets pissed, and starts slowly making its way over, and then just starts shooting fucking lightning bolts.
You shouldn't have done that.
Lightning bolt!
You can't have metal armor or a metal weapon in your back because it acts as a lightning rod. Perfect. I learned that the hard way in a thunderstorm. You go to a volcano, you got to take away all your wooden things, and you have to have your heat-resistant suit, or everything fucking catches on fire. It's such an immersive game that you just get so caught up in this huge, beautiful world, just exploring, having fun. It really, the whole thing with the weapon doesn't break the immersion that much.
For you.
For me.
Right.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But when you play it, I want you to...
I absolutely... I don't know when I'm going to get to play it, but yeah, I plan on eventually playing it. I should say, this huge, beautiful world only in 720p.
It honestly, fine.
Not in 1080. But,
that's really not that big of a drawback.
It is to me. I feel like Nintendo should be keeping up with the current gen. The current gen is making 4K gaming. If they can't at least do 1080p, that's a problem. And I think it was above 720. I think it's like somewhere in the 900s, but still not full 1080p. That's not great.
But with Nintendo, the thing they always try to do is the gameplay, and that's the most important thing.
and maybe that's the most important thing to other people. I consider that just as important. The graphics, the visuals, I want the game to look the best that it can look. So
fair, but I mean, in the end, you're playing the game to have fun with the game.
I can't speak to that because I just bought N64's Mario Kart.
And I was just playing Beautiful Joe on GameCube. Like graphics.
I'm not talking about games. I'm not talking about games in the past. I'm talking about current games that are just coming out. This is a new game.
I agree.
For a new generation of Nintendo system, and I feel like they should have done whatever they had to make sure that it was at least 1080p. That was what the last generation of Sony and Xbox game consoles did before they went to 4K.
Is it 1080p? Because I know the Switch, the handheld is 720. I thought it was I think the Switch is 1080p, 60 FPS.
I don't know that the Switch is not. I know that Breath of the Wild is not.
Breath of the Wild is not. Okay, because I know I remember the portable screen itself is 720. Okay. But
well, I'm glad you had fun with it, and that I figured once you played it that was pretty much how you're going to feel about it. But I won't know until.
Yeah, I mean, when I played it for like the 5 minutes that I did, I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I was never a big Zelda fan to begin with because I just didn't play those games when I was younger. I mean, if someone were to have the Switch and they were like, "Oh, hey, come over, we're all going to play it," I would totally jump on it.
And if you know Jordan, please invite him to play the Switch.
Discussion, like, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
To me.
Okay. Again. Yep. So Jordan, you have some video game testifying that you want to do.
Yeah.
Testify, my brother. Testify.
Testify.
So earlier this month, Telltale released the new series, Guardians of the Galaxy.
A Telltale Guardians of the
Galaxy. The first episode, Tangled Up in Blue. I purchased the season pass because A, I like Telltale, I love their games, and B, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. So the thing with this game is it borrows from both the movies and the comics. It's like a weird mix of the two.
Okay.
That's cool.
And I'm not going to get like into the whole storyline because it's really entertaining.
Good.
And I really feel like you guys would enjoy it. But I just want to touch on a couple of things. Basically, at least from what I gathered, you're going to be jumping around through each individual member of the team every episode. So, like, this episode was mainly focused on playing with Peter Quill.
Oh, okay.
But you do jump around a little bit.
How many episodes are there?
Not decision-wise, but during the action sequences, which are, I think, in my opinion, the best action sequences in a Telltale game.
Sweet.
They're so much fun, and you're jumping between Star-Lord firing both of his guns, and then you go over to Drax, and you're working with a sword and his daggers and stuff, and then you play as Rocket, and you're shooting him with, like, mini laser guns. It's just, it's so cool. But the thing that I didn't really enjoy is the decisions in episode 1. There's not much branching. I feel like you're getting from point A to point B regardless of what decision you make. I don't know whether or not decisions are going to impact things in future episodes.
Right.
But for this one, it felt more like a self-contained thing, and it's like, oh, well, you could go left or right, but all roads lead to the same direction. That was my only drawback with it.
Jordan, you said that. I just want to make sure I understand. So, you play as all the characters in this episode, but the episode is geared towards Peter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's cool.
So you're making all of the decisions as Peter. So, like, there's a point in the game where Rocket and Gamora are arguing, and you've got to pick a side.
Cool.
And choose who to stick up for, basically. Or you could say nothing, which is another beautiful thing that Telltale does. And there was a point where someone asked me a question, like the big bad. You come face to face with the big bad for the season, and she asks you a question about, well, would you kill someone to bring someone back to life? And I just chose not to answer.
Nice.
And she was like, exactly what I thought. I'm going to give you a little kind of a spoiler, but not really, because it's how the episode starts off. They go after Thanos.
Oh my
Thanos
God!
in the first episode.
What the fuck, Jordan? Come on, man.
Jesus.
I gave you a spoiler warning. But yeah, so Thanos is in the first episode, and
I mean, he was in the
he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was in the promo art, so I figured he weighed heavily into it. So
yeah,
well, that's cool.
But yeah,
though.
so I'm very excited for episode 2. I don't think they gave a release date for that, but I'm pretty sure it's one episode per month. So it'll probably be within 2 to 3 weeks of us recording this.
Nice. Sweet.
And yeah, so at the end of the season, I would like to come back and give an update.
Okay.
Well, we all love Telltale here, so
These games give me horrible anxiety.
I love it.
Oh, it's great in the best way.
I always vote for the bad thing to do.
Really?
Yes.
Shocking.
Yeah.
The thumbs down.
Well, there's a lot of that that you could choose in Guardians, because
Well, yeah,
boy,
you could choose something good, something bad,
little bit of
little
both.
bit of both. Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of both. It is.
Which leads right into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
It's our big thing.
Should I have tried to...
Man, I said, Brandy,
Nah,
you're a fine girl.
Dude, so I bought the soundtrack.
Yeah?
I'm
waiting for it to be free like the last one was.
It's not as fun a soundtrack as the first one.
Fuck you. I think, from what I've heard, it sounds like a great fucking soundtrack.
It's a great soundtrack. It's not as fun a soundtrack as the first one.
Okay.
I agree with that.
But it's good. It's listenable. I mean, I listened to it in the car like twice, and then I was like, all right, that was cool. The first one I literally had in the CD player over and over and over again.
I liked the first soundtrack a lot. There are a couple songs on there I don't listen to because I don't like them. But I didn't hear one song out of this movie that I would skip.
No.
So I think I would probably enjoy this soundtrack more.
I mean, I did skip the Cat Stevens song the second time around because I was like, I can't handle that again. Jesus Christ.
Damn you, Cat Stevens.
But yeah, so Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Initial thoughts, everybody.
Wow.
Garbage. No, it was fantastic.
Reviled trash.
It was fantastic.
I really wanted to see it a second time today, and I didn't get a chance to because I really wanted to know, upon repeat viewings, where it stood. Because right now, I look at it on the same level as the first one. I look at it as just as good, and that I think it's possible with a repeat viewing that it might even be better than the first one.
Okay.
I loved that. That was one of the best, one of the best outright movies I've seen. Like, it was so good, so good.
Yeah, I was watching. James Gunn did a live Q&A, a spoiler-filled Q&A earlier.
Yeah,
so I watched like 20, 25 minutes of it.
Nice. Yeah, I saw the comment.
But he basically said this was a independent, character-driven story in the guise of a big-budget blockbuster film. And I wholeheartedly agree, because this movie was very character-driven.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I do think that as much as I love it, I do think it is the most formulaic Marvel movie I've seen, and I know that there's a lot of people who will say that there's a Marvel formula to all the Marvel movies.
Oh, I don't think that this one did as much formula stuff as a lot of the other ones have.
I think it absolutely, because I've seen the formula in like other TV shows and other movies where it's the character who doesn't know either their mother or their father, or their mentor has been gone for a long time, and then they finally meet up with them, and everything seems fine, but you know that the shoe is going to drop.
Oh, no,
and
I wasn't.
That's the formula I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, that's like the main plot of it. Yes. I was more talking about like the the in between of that stuff.
Oh,
Because a lot of stuff in the formulaic quote unquote Marvel movies is like the beats that are going to happen as they happen. Like you're like, oh well, that's going to happen obviously. That's going to happen obviously. Then we're going to get to the end, and that's going to happen obviously.
Okay.
Where this, I didn't. Regardless of that fact, like knowing for sure that was going to happen, like obviously spoilers, that Ego was.
Oh yeah,
we knew that
we're going to unpack the entire thing.
Yeah,
but,
we knew that Ego was Peter's father going into the film because
Right.
James Gunn had dropped that way early on and was like, "It's not a spoiler. It doesn't inform anything about the fucking film.
Right.
You're gonna know that right out of the gate." And they
Right.
showed you like almost immediately,
Right.
with that gorgeous opening shot.
Absolutely.
But I don't like. It was more from a scene to scene standpoint where I don't think that they followed that formula where you were like, because I didn't know where they were going some of the time.
Okay.
Like I didn't know
same.
where the next scene was going to be and who was going to it wasn't like he's going to do the thing and and save the people. Right, got it.
And they even, it's not even like they dragged out the fact like, oh, things are perfectly all right, because even with Mantis saying, oh, Drax, I need to tell you something, he is not being totally honest.
Yeah.
So like they like gave the audience a little wink there, like, okay, well now we're waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Right.
And it's only a matter of time.
It was cluing you into that fact.
Yeah.
Well, let's just start from the beginning. So
the intro was amazing.
The first scene with in 1980 Missouri, with I just want to get real into quick the de-aging process.
Yeah.
Because that
fucking phenomenal.
Circa 1980 Kurt Russell looked like circa 1980 Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Before Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah.
Like he looked like that fucking Kurt Russell.
It's the same smile.
Yeah, God damn it, dude.
It was that same.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Strong-jawed smile.
God.
That's that Disney money.
That fucking feathered and lethal. His hair.
I said this to Rob and his wife Amanda. Andrew would have been there, but he pussed out. But after the movie, I said, how much does I think it's Joe Kaczynski? I don't know his last name, but he directed Tron, the Tron Legacy. How much would he and Disney have loved to have done Tron Legacy with the de-aging process that they used in Guardians, and that they used in Ant-Man as well too.
It was pretty
to
good in
de-age.
Ant-Man.
And Civil War with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
The Civil War Robert Downey Jr. looked a little weird to me, but they played that off because he was in a simulation, so that was fine. But the Michael Douglas,
a simulation,
the Michael Douglas de-aging was fucking amazing in Ant-Man.
This was the best one so far.
This is the best one so far, absolutely.
I feel like it's only going to get better too.
Well, that's because she was a fine girl.
What a good wife she would be.
He's married to the sea.
Yeah, but Tron Legacy could have used that, because that was one of the only things about that movie that I found it was a little creepy to look at.
Little uncanny valley in there.
De-aged Jeff Bridges was just like,
with his little rubbery mouth bounce when he would talk. He was
Like a little rubber mouth. What?
So yeah, but that opening scene, perfect fucking song. And that shot is amazing. I don't know how they did that exactly, but it was beautiful.
They started way wide to the point where you think you're looking at a miniature,
right?
And you very well could be looking at a miniature,
right?
And they use they crane in all the way into the car that's speeding past them, going right to left on the screen, and somehow at a certain point the crane stops moving forward and picks the car and just starts moving to the left with
fucking
it.
Awesome.
And immediately I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Because that's such a hard shot to do. Like, you need Disney money to pull that shot off.
Spielberg's done that shot.
Yeah. But I mean, like, that's the level.
That's the level. Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, the visuals for this movie.
Unbelievable.
Good God, James Gunn has such a great visual flair.
Yeah.
His visual sense.
His aesthetic throughout. It carries over from the first one in this,
absolutely.
But it's not the same.
No.
I think it's more colorful.
He didn't ban the color purple.
Whoa.
Because, not the
Rest in peace.
Not the book.
He didn't
or
ban,
the Oprah Winfrey movie, but
no,
the actual...
banned. No, on the set he banned the color purple. No one was allowed to read it.
Yeah, it was a really uncomfortable vibe throughout the whole.
He saw someone reading it. Was like, "Get out!"
Everyone's like, "What the hell is this problem?"
I don't like the color. No. So in the first one, I guess he got ribbed a little bit for
there was a lot of purple in
relying heavily on the color. So he said to his designers and his art directors and shit, the less you could use of that color, the better.
Yeah.
Color some people up with some other shit. And they went, how about gold people?
Right.
And he went, that's not purple.
And how about Ego the Planet being everything but purple?
Yeah,
okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and it was cool. It was fucking really cool how it looked. And much less specific, but more to what you were saying at the very beginning.
Uh-huh.
It's not my favorite Marvel movie. I had a lot of fun watching it, but I think that there was something missing.
Guardians 2?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I don't know what it is. I still don't know what it is, because I had talked to one of my friends on Twitter about it briefly on a back and forth. And there was some amount of wonderment for me was not there.
Wow.
And I don't know if it was because the characters are already established and we're moving forward and deeper, where you don't know the first one, you don't know what's going to happen, and it's kind of fun and exciting. I don't know if that's the thing that I was missing.
I mean, it was definitely a different vibe.
I think
the movie
that's
had
what
a different vibe,
yes.
but I don't think it was missing something.
But I don't know, so I don't know if it's Groot was the baby Groot, so he wasn't the threat in the team that he provided in the first one, because he was like the muscle of
he was
the
a
first.
killing machine.
So I don't know if that was but for me something somewhere was missing, and that's not to say it was bad, because I thoroughly fucking enjoyed it. I left just going like, huh,
because it felt to me, I absolutely love the movie. I'm going to say that right off the bat. It felt to me more like they were using this as a setup to the third movie. This just felt more like a stepping
I totally
stone.
agree with that.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, I loved it because we finally got to explore, everyone's background to an extent. And there's drastic changes from the comic that it's based off, but it worked. Yeah. Like, especially with Drax, with Peter Quill and his father and all that. But it was so much fun. And I was having such a good time, and then you get hit with these moments right in the fucking heart. Yeah. Where you're just like, God,
yeah,
and dude, it very well could have been that for me. I don't know if that's what it was, and we already said spoiler, but they kill Yondu.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the thing for me that, just made me emotionally just check out, because I was like, fuck that, man, Jesus Christ. But it was I guess it's a testament to the writing of the character and the acting that Michael Rooker provided as Yondu, because I love that fucking character.
Yeah.
So then once
the original Yondu, but he did a great job.
But once once he was dead, I was just like, man, now there's like a real big puzzle piece of the fun that's just off the board now. And I don't know if that was it, or I loved the moments that he had throughout, that really deep heart-to-heart moment with the talking trash panda and him. It was a beautiful moment wherein they realized they're kind of the same guy.
Absolutely.
And that was phenomenally written. And I think it's a testament to the writing, where it's like, I was supposed to be so sad at the end of the movie that it kind of ruined the movie.
You were so upset.
I was so upset.
I teared up.
I found it to be the most emotionally moving Marvel movie yet.
Yeah.
And the first one had some very tough moments too.
Yeah. Heavy.
But I genuinely cried at the end of this movie.
Yeah. Well, it's just the way the whole thing, because he's because egos explode. We'll talk about that more.
Yeah. No, we'll get
towards the end, when all the shit's going down and Peter Quill is being flown up into space by Yondu, and Yondu puts the protective spacesuit on him, and he says, "Just because that man's your father doesn't mean he's your daddy."
Right.
And when he said that, I was like I'm getting goosebumps.
I got it now.
Yeah.
As soon as he said that, I was like, they're gonna fucking kill Yondu.
Yep.
And in that very moment, I was like, oh, I
And it's
fucking
not even
love
that
him.
they killed Yondu. He fucking sacrificed himself.
Well, I knew. Yeah, when Rocket,
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah.
when Rocket gave him the two, and said choose whichever one, and when Yondu even before that said, look, let me do this, I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because I knew that as soon as he said, let me do this, I was like, he's gonna fucking sacrifice himself.
He's like, I've done a lot of shitty things.
Yeah.
Like, let me have
Yeah,
it.
and
was
then
rough.
they kind of gloss over that at the beginning, but then it comes back to wallop at the end. They set up the fact that Yondu was excommunicated from the regular Ravager group,
right,
because he was kidnapping children, and you find out that he was kidnapping children for Ego, and then when you find out what Ego was doing with those children, Yondu decided to not give those kids to Ego anymore.
right,
And Peter Quill was the first kid that he had saved from being sacrificed to Ego. And so it's like such a circumstantial, like that could have been any kid,
yeah,
but it just happened to be the one like that has the power of the light within him.
right,
And
Celestial.
like it's just, and then they like got such a strong bond. And when he was a boy, those boys wanted to eat him,
right,
Yeah.
right,
but
right,
Yondu wouldn't let him.
right,
Because he's
And he
small, and he
shouldn't-
can sneak into places and steal things.
right,
And he shouldn't have to thank somebody for not letting people eat him.
right.
God damn it.
Yes,
But it's just, and I can't.
that's
Somehow, he's the most fleshed out character of the whole fucking film
Yeah.
franchise.
I pictured the scene.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, good.
No, I was going to say, like, I went back and watched the first Guardians again within the past week, and it really does enhance that movie.
Yeah, I'm
It
sure.
really makes
With that
the
knowledge.
first. Yeah, with everything we've seen in the second movie, it makes the first movie even better, which is hard for a sequel to do.
Absolutely.
Most of the time, a sequel ends up detracting.
Yeah. Well, this one, because
first
we said that already, they went deeper into all the characters.
Yeah.
And I think that all of the characters got far more fleshed out.
Absolutely.
I
Except
think
for
my thing.
except for maybe Drax, in my opinion. There wasn't so much for him to do in this, other than be the comic.
And I think
relief.
that was because he did so much in the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that's
Yeah.
and I get it. It's just of all of the characters, like Gamora got more of a fleshing out with her
Nebula.
childhood with Nebula,
Yeah.
Nebula.
and Peter got obviously a much more fleshing out with his father,
Right.
and Yondu and their whole relationship together.
And Yondu and Rocket.
And then Yondu and Rocket had that moment, and Rocket had a lot of
Yeah.
lot of room to work.
Yep.
And then Drax was kind of the, all right, well, we need you still, so you just hang out over there, and you be funny all the time.
Right.
But also there was one moment that was really illuminating of Drax where he was just sitting there, stone-faced, and Mantis touched him, and Mantis is the character that can read everybody's emotions and stuff. And she touches him because she wants to know what he's feeling, and she just starts
breaks
weeping.
down.
Yeah.
Just breaks the fuck
Yeah.
down.
And
That
she's-
was a really beautiful scene.
It was.
It's really well done.
And he's just sitting there, and he's not even really doing anything.
He says he's thinking about his wife,
His
and
wife
daughter.
and his kid, and
Yeah.
so on the inside, that's what he's doing when he's just sitting there reflecting.
Right.
Is just weeping like a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
that-
was the only thing that they needed to do for him. Was just go, this still hurts this character.
Yeah.
Moving on.
He's not just this goofball that he's just
And this killing machine.
that he's just fucking constantly
Yeah.
tortured on the inside.
They've ramped up goofball on him and maybe lowered Killing Machine a little bit.
For this movie, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
well, even Batista was on a podcast that I listened to, and he said like, "Oh yeah, I was getting ready, and I was going into this movie thinking, Drax was going to be even more badass." And then he got the script and he read it, and he's just like, "Oh, you wanted me to go the opposite direction. You wanted me to be funnier." And he's like, "That's fine, but he's like, I'm hoping that I could get really unleash and be more of a badass."
Yeah.
Oh, he will in Infinity War.
For sure.
And yeah.
There's
I have no doubt.
there's a moment from Infinity Gauntlet in the comic where it's him and I believe it's Drax and Hulk
Nice.
that attack
God
Thanos
damn
at the
it.
same time.
God damn it.
And then Thanos goes, portal, and sends them back in time.
Dipset!
Yeah, he sends them back to the Jurassic Age. So they fall among a bunch of dinosaurs.
That's fucking great.
Which would be really sweet if they did that. But I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and cite for anything.
Portal.
Then it was just like, no.
I didn't.
My favorite character and the character arc in this movie, surprisingly, was Nebula.
Yeah.
Yeah. That hit surprisingly hard when she's talking to
And it's
Gamora.
like they kind of almost illuminated the fact that Gamora was kind of an asshole. You know?
Yeah.
You're thinking the whole first film that Nebula's evil, you know, and this is why, but you never really know why.
But she wasn't 100% a dick.
Like, oh, well, Thanos picked her apart.
Yeah.
When she says, like, every time you won, he would replace part of me, that was like, Jesus Christ, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
And going back to the first movie, I didn't really care about Nebula. And in this one, they gave you more Nebula. And if you liked Nebula, it was good for you. I still really don't give a shit about that character. So, but that's completely 100% opinion.
I absolutely liked the more Nebula that we got. And honestly, even though I didn't cry until the whole Yondu thing at the end, I started feeling shit when Gamora was like trying to get Nebula to stay, and she's like, "You'll always be my sister," and they were hugging. Oh, God damn, that was rough too. You know.
Yeah. There's a point in the Telltale game actually where Gamora's trying to contact Nebula, and she's not sure if she should do it. And as Peter, I chose the path where, you should call her because she's still family regardless. So I don't know. There's something about the Nebula storyline that really resonates with me for some reason.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. So that character really was a highlight of this movie for me.
Jordan, I forgot to ask, with the Telltale games, did they get this voice the voice cast from the movies, or was it
No, but they do sound. There are points where like I'm like, is this them? But I know it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
So
I'm pretty sure Nolan North does the voice of Star-Lord.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because he just does everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but they're all really good.
Yeah. So in the movie, one of the only things I didn't like was the beginning of it, and I mean not the setup scene with Ego, but the very beginning where they're fighting the Annihilith or something like that, the interdimensional creature. I loved the music that was playing.
Quick callback.
Yeah.
I called that was the opening scene.
Yes.
You did. Good call.
And I mean, it did seem like it would be, but yeah, you're right. Good job.
I'm gonna go in there.
Give him the gold star.
I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna edit out Brian saying you're right, and I'm just gonna have that play all the time.
Masturbate to it
for me.
Jesus Christ.
Pop the earbuds in at night. Snuggle up, go to sleep.
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
So while I love the music of that scene and it was a really well shot scene.
Oh, it's fucking cool to look at.
Mm-hmm. I found it a little too on the nose, the callbacks they were doing to the first movie where like
the dance
Groot was
thing.
dancing and then Drax looks at him and was like,
it literally picks up where the last one left off.
Right.
And I think that scene was meant to be a member?
Right.
Okay.
And
more for casuals.
And I know that.
Yeah.
And I know that's what sequels do. I just wish they didn't have to do that. That's all.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, going into it, I had voiced my concern about Baby Groot being a bit over the top with the cute factor,
right?
And this is all they're going to focus on, and it's not even going to have a fucking plot because it's just going to be look at him, he's cute,
right?
And they played with that.
They did.
The fact
fucking mascot.
He knew what the James Gunn knew what the criticism of that was going to be immediately.
So he had them.
So he
say,
them.
He's too adorable to kill.
Yep. In universe, say that because now that's armor.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can't look at him and go, well, you made him really cute, and you gave him plot armor, and he's going, I know. I did it. I fucking actually had them say that. They're aware as well.
Mascot.
In that Q&A, he even said with the whole Baby Groot character that it's nearly an entirely new character and a separate character from Groot.
Totally.
From the first movie.
Totally.
Because he basically was reborn and didn't have any memories. So
I'm really excited.
He's looking at the other Guardians as like
his parents, basically.
His parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I'm really excited for angsty teenage Groot.
Goth Groot.
Yeah.
He even said that Groot's not a teenager. He's a young adolescent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's fucking asshole.
Isn't that a teenager? I'm sorry.
He's like 13.
He means like a 10-year-old.
All right, fair enough. His
But
voice
I'm
is changing.
curious to see what version of Groot is going to be in Infinity War.
Like a 20-year-old reckless.
Well, they
Groot.
said that 4 years are going to have passed since the end of this movie.
That took place in 2014.
Yeah.
The Guardians 2 took place 3 years ago. In
Yeah.
When the first movie took place?
No, this took place...
Guardians 1 took place in 2014.
This one took place almost immediately after that because it was not current. I remember reading that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't because I did the math when it popped up on screen.
Oh, okay.
So whenever we see Groot again, he's going to be at least,
Yeah.
several times bigger. But
Yeah.
Cool.
So this was happening, I guess, before a lot of the other,
Yeah.
or at least one other.
So then, let me ask you this. We'll just go around the room because we always do this. What was your favorite scene?
Shit.
We always ask this and nobody's ever prepared.
For me, it would be the Nebula scene with her and Gamora talking about how Thanos replaced parts. Oh, with a close second being...
No close seconds. That's your favorite. You don't have to take it from anyone else. All right.
That's my favorite.
Because you're going to say something one of us is going to say.
That's true.
I can't, honestly, just going right off, my favorite thing about it was when Peter and Ego are fighting and Peter takes the form of Pac-Man.
You popped real hard in the theater.
I popped super hard for that. I did not see that coming.
Earlier
I thought that was great.
Earlier in the movie when Peter is talking to Ego and he's
Gonna make
talking
some
about
weird, crazy shit.
when he's like, you have this light in you, you can help me build stuff on this planet, and he's like, really? Oh, I can do like Skeletor and Pac-Man. I'm gonna make some weird shit.
So great.
Oh god. And yeah, because he's apparently part Celestial in this iteration, as Ego was a Celestial.
But he gives that up.
He does. He gives up that light.
He gives up the light. He still has that DNA. He'll be able to.
He clearly still has the DNA. I don't know.
He'll be able to endure holding an Infinity Stone at some point in Infinity War.
I don't know that he can.
I think so.
I think
that DNA just doesn't go away.
No, but he gave up that power within him.
I think that's
the power to create.
I think it's more overreaching than that.
Okay, well, we're gonna find out
because I don't think he's no longer immortal as he was. He gave that up as well.
I think they said outright that he was immortal as long as he was on the planet.
On Ego.
So I don't think he was immortal before he got to Ego.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just saying. I think.
Okay, well, you can say that and be wrong. It's fine.
I have a track record of being wrong on this podcast, Brian.
I'd say probably about 50-50.
Yeah. So go back and listen to them. Go on.
You were right about Westworld, and you were right about this being the opening scene. Please list all of your other rights, and I'm sure that there are some wrongs.
Please list some of my wrongs.
Hey, 6 rights don't make a wrong.
Jordan, you doing all right?
Yeah, Andrew. It's
anyway,
good.
More about me.
Robert, what was your favorite scene?
I really enjoyed the Ravager stuff.
Oh, with Sylvester Stallone with Starhawk?
Yeah. He's fucking Starhawk.
Or what do they call him in it?
No, he's not Starhawk. The girl in the Michelle. I'm telling you, in this MCU, he is not Starhawk. Michelle Yeoh's character is Starhawk.
She's Starhawk?
She's Starhawk.
Oh.
He is Starak or something like that.
Yeah, but that character is Starhawk.
In the comics? Maybe.
So just in this...
But there's Starak is nobody that isn't Starhawk.
I'm telling you, it's been confirmed. Michelle Yeoh's character is Starhawk. I don't know.
Known as Starhawk?
I don't know what they're going to do past that. I don't know if they're going to take that any further than that. But what has been confirmed for those characters is that Michelle Yeoh, the character Michelle Yeoh portrayed, was Starhawk. That's what I saw online.
Because they're kind of like the original Guardians,
right?
Yes.
With Ving Rhames is, God, what's his name? Selling 27, and even if they had Martin X. He was the Crystal guy.
Right.
That he and Yondu looked at each other for a second. Martin X is the guy made out of crystal from Pluto.
that was
Michael Rosenbaum.
Lex Luthor from.
Yeah. And that's why Yondu and him had a little stare down on whatever planet that was before he left. So they're going
that bar scene with them was so cool.
Yeah. That whole planet was cool. And there's so many just little things like the gold. What are the golden people called?
The Sovereign.
Thank you. Like their whole ships, and it was like Galaga.
Yeah,
you know that
so
whole
great.
thing was awesome.
The sound effects were just the video game sound effects were so fucking great.
They go to Burhart. The whole scene with Rocket when he's fighting off the Ravengers by himself.
That was so great.
Just jumping through the woods, like fucking everybody up.
I'm just gonna. Sylvester Stallone portrays Stakar Ogord / Starhawk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Starhawk first appears in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Okay.
So who is Michelle Yeoh?
That I don't know.
I'm trying to think of the other members from the original.
Well, so that was the thing that I was talking to Brian about after the film when we saw it originally, was that set of Guardians that we saw with Sylvester Stallone and all of them.
Yeah,
that's the original lineup, but they're from
the year 3000,
the future, and they go back in time to make sure that the Guardians can be a thing.
Yeah.
So I really hope that they do something like that here.
Well, this iteration that everyone knows of the Guardians has only been around since early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
Well, James Gunn even said in that Q&A, he goes, this iteration of the Guardians is only going to last 3 movies.
Wow. Cool.
So I don't know if they're going to do a 4th Guardians movie with a different cast.
And it could be a semi-different cast as well. It doesn't have to be...
He specifically said this version of the Guardians won't go past the 3rd film.
That doesn't surprise me for some reason.
That could mean one character dies and then they get joined by like Starhawk and Martin
But also
X and
in the comics, Kitty Pryde joins them. Agent Venom joins them.
Right.
That would be how cool.
Venom Space Knight.
Yeah. So there's definitely I could easily see
Iron Man.
I could easily see them doing Captain Marvel and Kitty Pryde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not Kitty Pryde.
That'd be dope.
You know.
Well,
Iron Man, he joined the Guardians for a little bit, and he slept with Gamora. He was hung over as shit.
Nice.
And then she was like, "Okay, well, I'm going to go back to it." And he's just like, "Okay, fuck."
So, Andrew, what was your favorite scene?
It's like I was saying I guess if I had to pick one, gun to my head, is when Yondu is saving Peter. When he flies him up into space, and there's just that moment when he's slowly freezing, and Peter's just like, "No, no, no," and he just puts his hands on the side of his head, and you can just see it when his eyes totally frost over.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sitting there in my seat like trying to hold it all in, and just the look on Peter's face, which Chris Pratt did a phenomenal job.
Dude, totally.
I felt everything.
Yeah.
In
Chris
that
Pratt.
moment.
I'm not going to say he's an underrated actor, but he's a very, very good actor.
Very capable actor.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for a guy who I knew as Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec, who is a character nowhere near like Peter Quill, it's so crazy to see the range he has.
Yeah.
Very capable actor.
But
cannot wait to see him interacting with the Avengers and Spider-Man in fucking Infinity War. That is going to be just so fucking mind-blowing.
Just him and Tony Stark going at it for 30 minutes.
God damn it.
The moment in the movie that chokes me up the most would be as soon as Star-Lord starts to die or whatever.
Oh.
And then he thinks...
Oh, yeah.
He thinks, and it quick flash to him and like Drax laughing, and he's just going through all these memories that he's had. That fucking got me.
Yeah.
And then they had the big Dragon Ball Z fight at the end where they're flying all over the place and kicking the shit out of each other. Well, because he says like, "You shouldn't have crushed my Walkman and killed my mother," and then starts fucking him up.
That was a really good line.
Yeah.
Or no, he says, "You shouldn't have killed my mother and squashed my Walkman."
Yeah.
In that order.
So, as much as an emotionally moving movie it was also one of the funniest, if not the funniest Marvel movie yet.
I would say it's the funniest.
God damn it.
I think
laughing all the fucking time.
Spider-Man will rival it, but this is the funniest so far.
That's a tall order.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Spider-Man, it's known for humor, though.
Spider-Man's known for humor, but this movie
was hysterical.
It was a lot of fucking good humor, not just cheap jokes. There were some cheap jokes, but it was a lot of really good humor in there.
Best part,
Mm-hmm.
you look like Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Is he cool?
Instant
cool.
meme.
Yeah.
Is he cool? Is he cool?
Is he
what
cool?
he asked.
Yeah, he's cool. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Biggest meme to come out of the movie.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
There's an online petition to get Michael Rooker in the new Mary Poppins movie.
Yep.
What?
Yes.
I didn't know they were making a
I'd go
Mary
see
Poppins
that.
movie.
Yeah, Emily Blunt's going to be Mary Poppins.
Really?
Yes. Should be interesting.
But they want Michael Rooker to do a cameo because he said a line in a movie.
Yeah.
But it was a big line. That probably got the biggest laugh. That or the, I'm going to make some weird shit.
Yeah.
And he turns into Pac-Man. Nobody could fucking handle that when he was Pac-Man. And he even had the...
Yeah, I know. Fucking goddamn it.
What was the thing that the one person behind us like?
So it was we had a premiere night crowd. It was a good crowd. It was a packed crowd, and
I've had better crowds.
It was an involved crowd, tremendous crowd, the best crowd.
We
ever.
have the best crowds.
Love crowds.
I love crowds.
I saw it at a 10 a.m. showing on Friday morning, so we had like 30 people in there.
Oh wow,
that's still a lot of people for a Friday morning.
Not a crowd.
Yeah, no. So the moment comes when Ego reveals that he killed Meredith. Yeah, he killed Peter's mom, and he goes, "Yeah, I hated having to put that tumor in her head." And this guy behind us, the only person to do anything out loud, goes, "Are you for real?" Like, and
like loud,
like really, like it.
Yeah, they were sitting directly behind me.
Did not see that coming at all. So feel sorry for that person having seen that coming at all.
And we had briefly talked about that.
Yeah,
but it's like we knew that Ego probably had something to do with it,
right?
But it was more along the lines of
it being her death. We were talking about what
Peter's
killed
mom.
Yeah. Because it seemed obvious from the first movie when she was like, he was being a pure light, and it was like, yeah, that probably gave you cancer.
Yeah, so that was where my head was
space cancer.
Was thinking that like some sort of radiation from him or something like that.
Spicer.
But once we get the
Spicy's big
revelation,
Spicy's getting angry.
Once we get the revelation that it's from
because he wanted to.
Ego specifically killed her because he wanted to maliciously.
Right. Because he did not want to have to come back to the planet and lose his light. Yes. Yes.
That was the thing.
What an ego on him.
I love the scene because also, was this the second time we saw eternity in a Marvel movie? Because there's the whole thing in Ant-Man when he's shrinking smaller and smaller. You see for a split second people say because it's the black silhouette with space in it.
Right.
And in this when Ego touched his forehead,
right, and
his eyes are totally starry, he says eternity. He whispers it. So
cool.
Could that come up in Infinity War?
Maybe.
I think that would be pretty neat.
Look, all the doors are open right now. You know, I mean, not X-Men and Fantastic Four, but
speaking of doors open, there was a confirmation in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 that was then doubled down in one of the 5 post-credit scenes where Stan Lee was confirmed as a Watcher.
But he's not. They've come out now and said that he is not. Afterwards. That he is not a Watcher. That Kevin Feige has said that yes, that Stan Lee, it's the same guy in all the 20, not just MCU movies, but then all the movies that he's been in across Fox and Sony and everything. That yes, Stan Lee, that's the same guy, but he's not a Watcher. And I don't know. I didn't read further into it to see what they're saying he is, but that's not a confirmation that he's a Watcher. I'm sorry.
But the Watchers just relay information to one another. And that's what he was doing.
He was just talking at the Watch. That, by the way, that's the best Stan Lee cameo. That one,
I agree.
Fucking great.
That one and his cameo in the first Amazing Spider-Man in the library. That was, but this one beats it when he's like, and then I was a post office worker. And
I don't know. I really love the Age of Ultron, where he's a World War II vet. And he's like, all right, Blondie, you weren't on Omaha Beach. Pass me that, and then he gets completely annihilated from the Asgardian liquor.
Which is the
so
one
fucking great.
But it was just, I just want to say, it was awesome to see the Watchers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you read.
And it was awesome to see the Watchers 100% comic book accurate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, with the big heads and everything.
Because, like, they've taken liberties with how some of them look in various forms of different characters and stuff throughout the MCU. Mm-hmm. But they were like, nah, fuck it, the Watchers are exactly the same. The most terrifying looking creature in space.
This 10-foot tall fucking elephant man with a giant head and big crazy eyes.
Yeah, and so in my headcanon, he's a Watcher. I don't give a shit.
All right.
In your
Headcanon.
But that's my favorite Stan Lee cameo. Oh, or in Civil War. Tony Stank.
So you like all of them?
Stank.
Yeah.
You like all of the Stan Lee cameos?
Deadpool when he's the DJ at a strip club.
I forgot about that.
So what if he's the living tribunal? What if Stan Lee is the living tribunal?
Holy shit!
Oh my
Would
god!
that be okay with you?
Yeah, no, totally.
Yes.
What if he's eternity?
Ooh.
That's a bit too much for Stan Lee to have to do.
Yeah, he's 93 years old.
But living tribunal, sure.
What if he's the Beyonder?
Oh, fuck.
What the? Holy shit! Oh god!
I'm going off of this website that was like, well, it's confirmed that he's not the Watcher, but here's what all the things he could be.
He could be the Stranger.
He could be the
17
Stranger.
actors that could be Stan Lee.
They can do crazy shit with CGI nowadays.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's...
So Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
And of course the scene when Yondu and Rocket are just fucking murdering every Ravager.
Yeah, oh my
Everyone
god.
was
To one of the greatest oldies of all time. Come a little bit closer. God damn it. So I was in a production every year in high school, except for my freshman year, but called Rock and Roll Revival, where it was basically a big kind of musical thing where we would sing oldies. And that was my first year. That was the song that I was in. I'll always love that song.
That's awesome.
And to hear that come, I was like, oh shit! They're using this in the goddamn Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. Oh god! And it was perfect.
That
fucking
scene,
perfect.
300 people are gonna kill.
Yes.
Yeah.
that scene was amazing.
Yeah.
And it made
Again, the visual flair for it.
and it just put Yondu just another level. Like that's how awesome he was.
When you it's the top down,
Yeah.
and you see Rocket and Yondu in the communication center, and you're just seeing that thing going around, killing everyone.
And
just
Rocket's
so
just
fucking
kind of like pointing at a door, not looking and shooting.
Yeah.
And he's got Groot on his shoulder, kind of the same scene from the first one.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh god.
Yeah.
The homage to that shot.
Homage, thank you. Damn, that was a good movie.
Pastiche.
Oh, and of course, because this was such a self-contained story that really didn't have huge implications in the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe until the final post-credit scene, because there's like 40. The final one, it's the Sovereign, and she's sitting in her
It
golden...
was not the final one. It was the next last one. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Correction.
No,
Sorry.
no problem.
Anyway,
Thank you.
Continue.
But she's sitting there just being golden and hot. Really,
Yeah.
the golden thing really kind of did it for me.
I mean, she was hot, but the gold thing
I
turned me
concur.
off.
It
It turned me off.
Oh, it kind of did it for me. Same with Gamora. I don't know what it is.
Oh, Gamora's fucking
It's the paint.
It's the paint, dude.
okay.
Chloe's
Wow.
so.
Hey, we're into
Anyway.
what we're into, all right? Leave
But
it alone.
but
I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
Nobody's yucking anybody's yum here.
Was it Chloe Saldana? Zoe Saldana.
Yeah.
She's hot anyway.
Yeah.
But then she's
Also,
green. I don't know.
Karen Gillian, shout out to my girl.
Yep. There you go.
Yep.
She's tall and redheaded.
I thought
I-
Mantis was fucking gorgeous.
Oh god, yeah.
I couldn't. That's where I draw the line. I didn't like
Mantis.
her at all.
Really?
I don't like how she looks
She's
at
beautiful on the inside, all right?
Yeah. She's hideous.
all. No, it's like when Drax was saying that, I was like, I agree!
Oh.
Anyway,
But
back
anyway,
to
with
the
the
point.
yes.
Sovereign.
Sovereign, when she's, I've created this perfect being. I'm going to name him Adam. And then you see the fucking cocoon, you're like, oh, alright, there it is. Fucking Adam Warlock.
Confirmed for
Volume
3.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But not for
Well, James
Infinity Gauntlet.
Gunn said in the treatment, he originally wrote Adam Warlock into the movie.
Nice.
Really?
And so he dialed it back because there's other things that needed to get ironed out.
Look,
So,
Rob, I understand he's not going to be in Infinity War. But
He needs to be in
but
Infinity War.
we also had
Yeah.
we also had a movie, a Civil War, where Fantastic Four and X-Men weren't involved. That's okay too. You know,
that's more okay.
Didn't have the Punisher.
He's an integral
monumental character in Infinity War.
Because he has the soul.
Yeah,
I know that.
James Gunn has said that he will not be in Infinity War.
Right, I know.
That's what I'm pissed off about.
He said, you've got to spread the word because Marvel wanted me to make sure that you guys know he's not going to be in it.
Right.
So he doesn't want anyone to get their hopes up.
I'm okay with it. I am.
Have you read Infinity Gauntlet?
We're gonna get a really awesome Infinity War movie. That might be the best Marvel movie yet. So I'm fine. We'll deal.
I'll still enjoy it. It would have been cool. But
of course.
It's like one of those things, like, that would have been cool, but I'm still going to enjoy it.
It would have been cool to have Punisher in Civil War.
Yeah. Just fucking murking everybody off.
It would have been awesome to have all the TV shows in Civil War. It would have been, like, there are all these things that, yes, it would have been awesome.
I want to see Dr. Doom in Infinity War.
No, but I'm just saying, you have to read Infinity Gauntlet and you'll understand what I'm saying.
He
is
I do understand
a central character.
I do understand what you're saying.
He's a central character to the fucking story.
I understand what you're saying completely. I have not read it, but I do understand what you're saying. Still, we'll be fine.
He should have been in fucking Doctor Strange.
So,
and I was like, all right, well, he wasn't in Doctor Strange. That's fine. They'll put him in Guardians 2. It'll be fine. They didn't put him in Guardians 2. I'm like, all right, well, that's fine. In Infinity War, obviously, he'll be in Infinity War because, clearly they need it, and he's not going to be in Infinity War. It's like, why do you keep dick teasing this character? Just put him out there already.
Well, I guess we don't know what's going to happen.
I have faith in Marvel.
It's not that I don't have faith. I'm just like, why are you not... You teased him like 7 movies ago at this point.
Right.
At the fucking... In the Thor the Dark World fucking post-credit tag.
So,
Oh, and Jeff Goldblum's in the credits.
Yeah.
And
real quick, dancing.
There's got to be a deleted scene with him in it.
Well, they said that that's just the connection to the Collector. That he's the game master? Or
the Grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
Yeah, that's a correction from the last episode. I called him Game Master. No, he's the Grandmaster.
Yeah, but so yeah, Thor Ragnarok, huh?
Coming.
I'm super excited for that.
And Homecoming.
And Homecoming.
But first, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I'm super excited for Wonder Woman. Every trailer I see, it makes it look better and better.
I've avoided all of them over the past... Since the second trailer, I've avoided every single one. I don't want to see any more clips. Don't want to see any more.
Wait,
that's soon.
Wait, I could actually break something real quick about Wonder Woman.
Do it. Yep.
As
in, we called it here first.
Yeah, it is. It is a fucking absolute. We called it here first because I don't even remember how many episodes ago it was. It was early. Time. It was early on.
Long time ago.
We were discussing Wonder Woman and who could be a villain for the Wonder Woman film because we didn't know whether Ares was going to be in it, which they've confirmed that he is. I got, because I subscribed to DC's Legion of Collectors. In the Legion of Collectors box for Wonder Woman, it was a 2-pop exclusive to that box.
Nice.
It was a Wonder Woman with the lasso, which they had advertised and shit. The second pop was Dr. Poison. That chick with the faceplate that we said there's no other reason that would be there. That's got to be Dr. Poison. Confirmed.
Cheetah.
That it's Dr. Poison.
Dr.
100%
Poison. Yes,
confirmed that that's who that character is.
That's right. Giganta will be in the movie.
Gigantor. God, every time we have to correct you.
So I think that's fucking awesome that we called it that far back.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. And it's not like we read... Oh, well, this could be that character. That was straight up just us.
It was us. That was just us doing the research work and going, what Wonder Woman characters are there that could be villains? And it was a war character because she uses the poison gas, and that's who that is. And I was like, shit, we nailed that.
And that falls right into World War I. Yeah, mustard gas and all that chemical warfare.
So, folks,
that's why you have to listen to us.
This podcast,
and that's why you've got to. Dive in.
Calling things, all right?
Yeah.
We call things.
We are making moves.
We are the ones who knock.
We are the champions.
I'm unafraid to go out on that limb and say this is exactly what that is.
True. But now comes the time in the podcast when I must ask the all-important question, who would win? And we got a doozy for you this week.
Fucking damn it! You cannot help yourself.
I can't. He said doozy earlier in the episode.
So we didn't.
We actually have one that is. I think this is probably my favorite in how close it could be and how comparable they are. We have, in celebration of Guardians of the Galaxy 2, we are pitting
Rocket Raccoon,
Peter Quill.
Oh, sorry.
We are pitting Star-Lord, Peter Quill, versus the Fett Man, Boba Fett. So Star-Lord versus Bounty Hunter Extraordinaire Boba Fett.
Feared Mandalorian bounty hunter.
Yep. And
now is this pre him going into the Sarlacc and dying?
Yeah. Let's say it's pre him falling into the Sarlacc.
How could it not?
Extended universe, doesn't he get out?
Yes.
He loses an arm or something?
In the Legends.
Legends, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, he does lose an arm to that.
It's not digested for 1,000 years.
The digestive juices
of the Sarlacc
maw. Of the sand anus.
The maw of the sand beast.
Maw of the sand anus. Anyway, it's Star-Lord versus Peter Quill, Star-Lord versus Boba Fett. Ryan.
Jordan.
No.
No,
Boy.
it's too late. You already picked Brian.
Damn it.
And as a big Star Wars fan.
I am. I'm the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most fit person to answer this question.
Massive.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
I guess I have to ask a question, a qualifying question. Are we obviously we're going with MCU. We're going with MCU Star-Lord.
Yes.
Is this him having his
Let's say he has his elemental guns.
No, I'm saying he has his celestial immortality.
Let's say
his
right after.
He's not on Ego.
He just destroyed Ego and he's flying through space.
So, okay.
On the big Ravager ship, and then he's like, oh shit, what is that? And it's the Slave One.
Right.
And then it docks.
Hand down to Slave One, entering the frame.
So now
this is when Thanos will use the reality gem to bridge worlds between the...
We have the Quinjet versus an X-Wing versus the Slave One. God, I want to
and
see
then
that
Chewbacca with his spider body will come forward and...
Look up Patton Oswalt's Star Wars filibuster.
It's one of the greatest things you'll ever see.
Anyway.
I give it to Boba Fett.
What?
Boba Fett is a killer. Because he's yes, he's a bounty hunter, and there are bounties that get taken alive. A lot of bounties don't get taken alive.
He's no good to
Peter Quill. Peter Quill is not a... Peter Quill can kill. He's not a killer.
Right.
There's a difference there. And I don't necessarily know that Peter Quill would go for the kill right off the bat. I think Boba Fett absolutely would be... when it comes to defense, it would be like, yeah, I'm going to kill and not take any chances. So, also, I think Boba Fett has a wider range of weaponry.
Yeah.
So I would definitely give the edge to Boba Fett there.
Boba Fett. Jordan?
I think I've got to go Star-Lord.
Star-Lord, okay. We got 1 and 1. Why Star-Lord?
Because I think... I don't know, I think Star-Lord's got a different mentality when it comes to fighting, and he would, he'd take off one of his rocket boots and strap it on to, his Boba Fett's helmet, and they're in space, and it'll fly off, and then his head will explode because they're in space.
Or freeze.
So Peter Quill accidentally wins.
Well...
That's in line with
okay,
Boba Fett.
So
that's in line with both characters.
So just to say real quick. So Boba Fett's suit is not self-contained. That helmet does not. That's an open helmet he has. Okay. So it's not. He can't just go out into space. That's not something he does. So the fight would have to not be in literally that they're both in space, or that you could say that Peter would drag him into space then kill him. But I don't know.
Let's say it's in Cloud City.
Right. I still give the edge to Boba Fett. Okay. Yeah.
What is
unless you're going to say that Peter Quill attaches the rockets to him and then adds it to Boba Fett's rockets and then catapults them into the sun.
It has to go into the sun at one point. Everybody ends up in the sun.
I was waiting for it. It was there the whole time.
Another podcast tradition.
It was there, subcutaneously, just waiting.
Look, at some point we all end up in the sun.
You're a fine girl.
Let me go walk.
So, Robert, Who would win?
It's not a stomp.
No.
Both characters have proven themselves to be a bit clumsy in the hand-to-hand range department.
Yeah.
But just on sheer weaponry alone, Boba Fett, I think, wins. Also, just want to point out 2 of my favorite helmet/masks of all time.
Yeah,
for both characters.
Absolutely.
Love the look of both of them, 110%. But I'm going to have to go with Boba Fett. Brian mentioned that he's already a killer. I agree with that assessment. He's got the missile on his hands. He's got the fucking the flamethrower, the fucking jetpack.
Doesn't he have a big missile?
Yes.
A big missile on the jetpack. He's got the fucking the shotgun.
He's also got darts. He's got the fucking little rope thing that shoots out from his gauntlet. He's got a lot of shit going on.
So basically, it's his arsenal versus Peter Quill's ingenuity, but he also has the elemental guns. His elemental guns will fuck you up. They don't really explore it in the movie too much.
They don't.
Not
which
at
is
all.
odd because it's such a huge part of his character.
We've seen it do shock damage, like stunning damage,
Yeah.
and then we've seen the blasters.
Yeah.
That's it.
But we've seen him tear apart Ego when he just completely eradicated him.
Yeah.
And he shot Korath at the beginning of Guardians with the full blasters. Those weren't shock shots, and Korath was fine, but still.
Yeah. Well, he has Mandalorian armor.
Yes.
And how tough is that?
It's fucking great.
Do you think it could withstand a blast from the elemental gun if it can tear through a celestial?
Probably not, but
he's got a dent in his helmet.
True. But it's basically if he can get the shot off. So
I don't know if Boba Fett ever had shields installed, but no, I don't think so.
Okay. Because he's definitely got more armor than Peter Quill. Because he just wears a fucking leather jacket.
Yeah.
And a jetpack.
So, flamethrower, and it's a...
he's perfectly capable of...
Yeah, he's got the rocket boots.
Yeah, he's got rocket boots and the jetpack. It would be a sweet dogfight with fire.
But then, what if they were both in the? What if they were in the Slave One and the Milano?
Ooh,
they both have their own signature ship.
And he is. I mean, we've seen that. I don't know how is this? How good is he at piloting the Slave One?
Oh, he's had it since he was a child.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not getting into that. But yes, he's
Andrew. Who would win?
He's a very skilled pilot. And the Slave One has a wide range of weaponry on that as well.
And it also flies in such a good manner.
And has a cloaking device.
Okay.
And is able to hide on asteroids and then pop up.
Garbage.
Right.
It was hiding garbage.
I thought you were like, you're garbage, Rob.
No.
Garbage assessment.
No. Garbage.
So they're fighting.
Rob is
they're
filth,
fighting
not
in
garbage.
Baltimore, Maryland.
So they come down to Baltimore to fight.
That's a bad move for both of them.
Yeah.
They die. They
die.
both get killed.
Crackhead with a weave.
They both get killed.
Omar coming.
Baltimore wins.
Anyway, Andrew. So we got 2 for Boba Fett, 1 for Star-Lord. Who you got?
Taking all that into consideration, it's not a stomp. I have to give the very slight edge, and I don't want to, but I think I'm going to go with Boba Fett.
Yeah!
I mean, Peter Quill.
All right. Star Wars, yeah.
I think this is the first time we've ever agreed.
All 3 of us?
Nice.
At least, yeah. Like,
No.
Jordan, I mean,
this is the first time Jordan's the odd man.
Right. It's
Yeah.
usually
Yeah.
But it's just, I mean, he's got the arsenal. Peter Quill, he's probably got the strength, the durability
He's got the
aspect.
tools.
He's
got the attitude.
But when you said Boba Fett, that's what he does.
Fucking killer. Yes.
I mean, granted, Star-Lord fights giant monsters and whatnot.
Renowned around the Star Wars galaxy, renowned as one of the galaxy's finest killers, the most feared bounty hunters. You don't get to be that by
He's a
being a pussy.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
But
definitely
I
not a
feel
stomp.
like if you look at the same thing, like for some of our fights, like some people aren't killers, but it's still a fight to the death. So I think if Peter's life were on the line, I think he would come out on top. But that's just me.
It's basically
Okay.
if he could get around all of the weaponry and get a good shot with that elemental gun, then Boba Fett's done.
Look, one thing I will give Peter Quill is that when the chips are down and Fleetwood Mac's The Chain starts playing, like, he'll get a pump up from that, no doubt. But then the John Williams score
if you don't love me now,
will come up.
Yeah.
you never love me again.
Or,
Could we also quickly touch on the Zune?
Oh my God, the Zune!
Because I laughed out loud.
Oh, I lost my shit to that too.
300 songs?
So, it's the fucking Zune. I love it. One of the worst fucking products Microsoft has ever made, and it got fucking huge goddamn spotlight. And it's going to be in the next one, obviously.
Yeah, and he's got 300 songs on it.
That's so fucking great.
Reminds me of the
Suddenly,
Patton Oswalt
Zune
joke.
sales go through the roof.
Yeah.
Oh. Well.
So anyway,
So
So we
that
got-
about does it.
Yeah,
Congratulations, Boba Fett.
You got 3 for Boba Fett, 1 for Star-Lord. Let us know how you feel.
Original trilogy only.
Yeah, I guess.
Are we counting Legends, where he gets out of the Sarlacc?
Yeah, sure.
No, you said original trilogy only.
It's
Fine,
too late.
original trilogy,
It's too late.
fine
We
with
cast our votes already. It doesn't matter.
All right, so signing off for episode 18, I'm Robert.
I'm Brian.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Jordan.
Andrew always says I'm Andrew and is never sure.
Well, because Brian always has I gotta follow Brian
Because he's got a doozy of a name to pronounce.
I'm Andrew.
And doozy.
Andrewsy.
So episode 18. We got some other stuff coming up.
I think it was a good episode.
I think it was a great episode.
Yeah.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section.
In the everything.
Chain will keep us together.
We're getting content ID'd.
Don't content ID us.
Don't DCMAS.
We don't deserve it.
We don't have any money.
We don't have any money. Woo!
So that's episode 18, and we asked you guys who would win across our social media before posting this episode, and I have the results from our official Twitter poll, which you can find at PCS Headcannon. With 12 total votes, Star-Lord took the win over Boba Fett 58% to 42%. And on our Facebook, which can be found by searching Pop Culture Shock Headcannon, the comment section was overwhelmingly for Star-Lord as well. We had a few comments for Boba Fett, but it seemed like, according to you, Star-Lord wins. Coming off of that, how did you guys like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Would you put it up there as one of the MCU's best? Did you find it good, not great? Was it one of the funniest movies you've seen? Did the humor hit? We want to hear about it from you. Also, to update something we talked about in the episode, both Sylvester Stallone and Michelle Yeoh play characters that are related, as the official cast lists them as both having the surname Ogord, which is the last name of the character Starhawk. So, in a first for most arguments, Brian and I were both correct. Did Jordan's description of Telltale Guardians get you interested? Did Andrew's clarification of the weapons fragility system in Breath of the Wild make you eager to try it for yourself? Do you care whether or not Nintendo gets to 1080p? How excited are you for the Defenders? Have you seen the first Kingsman? Did our love for it help spark your interest for the second? Are you as confused about Dark Tower as I was? Are you excited for an animated Deadpool cartoon under the tutelage of Donald Glover? Are you happy Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming back? Were you doing cartwheels in your living room when you heard Powerless was dead? Do you anticipate Todd McFarlane will sell his Spawn script by San Diego Comic-Con? Let us know. Follow us on Twitter to answer any of these and participate in our next Who Would Win poll at PCS Headcannon. Like our Facebook page so you don't miss any of the stuff we post during the week at Pop Culture Shock Headcannon. You can also email the show at popcultureshock@gmail.com. And if for some reason you'd like to follow us individually, you can. I, Robert, am on Twitter at Yesball. Jordan is on Twitter and Instagram at Alex Shepard. Andrew is on Twitter at flavored_red, which is the name of his webcomic that you should totally check out. And Instagram at skeleton_city_comics. And you could follow Brian this week, but you'd have to wait until the next Guardians of the Galaxy film. He's a really important character, but we're going to keep on waiting to release him from the cocoon that we all know he's in. I wonder if he'll have golden skin. Thank you for listening. Hit us up, and we want to hear from you.